America, and in other parts of the world as well. Here we can see a discourse being given on stress to de-stress in the Oklahoma Medical Baptist Center in the United States. Further, in the history of the Kailasa and the Nithyananda Sangha, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in the 2015 Nasik Kumbh Mela and the 2016 Ujjain Kumbh Mela. In both Kumbh Melas, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism initiated thousands into the science and gave thousands the mass living enlightenment initiation. Here we can see the various coronations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, being coronated as the monarch and head of various kingdoms. The first coronation which happened to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was the coronation of the Kanchi Kailasa Saranya Peetham as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam. Next, we have the coronation of the Suryavamshi Surangi Samrajya, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, being coronated as the incumbent emperor of the Surangi Samrajya. We then have the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coronated as the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharma Mukti Swargapuram. In the year 2012, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasonatha Shyamapita Sarvanyapita. In the same year, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was also coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akhada, which is the largest apex monastic order in Hinduism. In the following years, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Atal Akhada, which is the head of all the spiritual leaders, and the Atal Akhada is the ancient apex body of Hinduism. In the year 2015, the Supreme Pontiffism was elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a council of over 1,000 Hindu leaders and pontiffs. The sovereign state of Sri Kailasa is a macrocosmic, ancient, Hindu enlightened civilizational nation whose vision is living enlightenment for all of humanity. Kailasa's mission is to revive and share with today's world the practical applications of the greater sciences of authentic Hinduism, including the Hindu cosmic physics, Hindu alchemy, Hindu cosmology, Hindu biology, Hindu mathematics, power manifestation, and other sciences as revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. These sciences were once practiced freely in over 56 different nations across the continent, but are now facing extinction due to persecution happening over a millennium. We are now looking at the 108 Sri Kailasa's Uniting Nations initiatives, where the legal body of Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations has initiated 108 different humanitarian efforts, different humanitarian services, which collectively allows for the creation of an enlightened, peaceful, sustainable, equitable, resilient, and thriving world. One of these projects of Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations is the No Hungry Home project offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for nutritious food and a hunger-free world. Over 1 billion meals have been served over the past 27 years. Every month for the past 27 years, the Hindu ASMT community has served more than 1 billion meals in total. By performing the Annadan, service, the Annadan service, is the offering of free organic meals as per the tradition. As per the, as per the tradition, in religious gatherings to everyone without discrimination. 10,000 meals are served daily free of cost, and up to 100,000 meals are served on festival days. Next, we are looking at Kailasa's protective and preventive COVID care centers offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for affordable and holistic health care. During the pandemic, which was a global event which affected all of us in various levels, in various different ways, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was the only one to convert his monastery campuses into a multi-layer quarantine facility free for all people, regardless of any differences in age, in gender, in caste, creed, ethnicity, color, social economic status, and without any discrimination, the service was provided free to all by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. All the basic facilities, including food, shelter, internet, as well as medical services, were provided by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for an indefinite amount of time. More than 30 million citizens followed Kailasa's 28-day spiritual regimen in the year 2020. Next, we're looking at the Nithyananda Hindi University and the Nithyananda Gurukul offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for education reform and development. The Nithyananda Hindi University was established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and is the world's largest Hindu university. The Nithyananda Gurukul was inaugurated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on the 2nd of October in the year 2006. The Nithyananda Gurukul is the revival of the ancient Adi Shaivite Guru-disciple education system, which is the authentic knowledge transmission system, based on enlightenment. Nithyananda Hindi University has more than 20 million enrollments and has 7,000 free courses, as well as extended campuses in more than 150 countries. Next, we're looking at the Nithyananda Jnanalaya project and Hinduismpedia offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for the protection of Hindu scriptures. The Nithyananda Hindu Jnanalaya project was established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to collect and to preserve the 1 million Hindu scriptures while ensuring that knowledge is made accessible and shared free of cost to all. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself has authored more than 10,000 books in 3 different languages and has been translated in over 50 other different languages, has published more than 10,000 articles, and has delivered more than 10,000 hours of free discourses with a combined view of more than 1 billion. Kailasa's Hinduismpedia is a project established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has collected more than 15 terabyte digital books, rare manuscripts, from all the 19 Sarvanya Pitas, which are the ancient mutts and ashrams. Over 1 million pages on Hinduism, a collection of 22,000 digital books, 1,000 e-texts, 100,000 articles on various topics in Hinduism have been collected in the Hinduismpedia project. The next project which we are looking at is the Confluences for World Peace offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for global peace and religious harmony. In the year 2009, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism organized a month-long peace walk covering 1,000 kilometers and 1,000 villages to bring together harmony from all walks of life, to promote feeling connection and oneness among people. During the walk, health camps were conducted in villages along its path. As you can see here, photos of thousands and thousands of people coming together and doing the peace walk. The next project which we are looking at right now is Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Feminine Empowerment and Gender Equality. Kailasa's Yogini Sarvanya Pita established the yoga and meditation universities to empower their quality of life and emphasis on life solutions through Vedas and through the Agamas, empowering the indigenous rural women, fighting against wrongful gender stereotyping, gender-based violence, and lack of inclusive and quality learning environments. Some of these initiatives include the Kailasa's Nithyananda Lakshmi, which is a microfinancing service, Kailasa's Women Foundation and Women Empowerment Self-Help Centers, which have been launched in 108 places around the world since its initiation in 2009. Kailasa's Ankita program, which is providing foundational literacy about working on basic community services and infrastructure environments, establishments. Kailasa's Ashraya program, providing vocational training programs to rural and indigenous women to provide equal opportunities and access to independent, self-sufficient financial environments. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived the Vedic feminism in Kailasa, where 80% of leadership positions are occupied by women. Next here, we're looking at the Nithyananda Yoga offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Yoga. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived 108 scientifically validated kriyas, specifically targeting the 108 major diseases and disorders such as diabetes, arthritis, blood pressure, and rheumatism. Nithyananda Yoga also is the revival of the ancient traditional forms of yoga. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived the ancient pole yoga, which is the Shiva Stamba Yoga, and ancient rope yoga, which is the Kundalini Raja Yoga, in which yogic asanas, postures, and weight balancing techniques are performed to create the yogic physiology, aligning it to the cosmic geometry that manifests superconscious powers. Not only that, but the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also been awarded 2 Guinness World Records for the largest rope yoga and largest pole yoga classes, bringing worldwide attention to these extraordinary forms of yoga. These Guinness World Records were established on the 30th of September and 3rd of October, respectively. Here we can see one of the most historic moments in the history of Sri Kailasa, where Kailasa, the first nation of Hindus, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, spoke on behalf of the 2 billion global Hindu diaspora at the 14th session of the United Nations Forum on Minority Issues. A significant milestone in the history of Hindus and the sovereign state of Sri Kailasa happened on the December 2nd, 2021. His Excellency Sri Nitya Moksha Priyananda, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Kailasa, represented the persecution of Hindus at the 14th session of the United Nations Forum on Minority Issues. The theme of the forum was conflict prevention and protection of human rights of minorities. This was the first time the plight of persecuted Hindu minorities was represented in the United Nations. The systematic generational attacks on Hindu indigenous traditions were highlighted in this. Here, we're witnessing and seeing the torture and murder attempts by the state and non-state actors. Over 70 assassination attempts and physical attacks on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism have happened in India and abroad. More than 40 attacks on community members, destruction of monasteries and temples. Over 60 incidences of attacks and molestations of rape of women and women monks. Intense lawfare through the 100 false legal cases being falsely accused on the Supreme Court of Hinduism. Intersectional persecution using the entire government mechanism, politically owned media, police, and judiciary controlled by politicians, inciting mob violence through social media. These are just few of the many, many ways the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is being illegally persecuted and attacked for reviving Hinduism and for giving humanity the superconscious break. Despite all this illegal lawfare happening on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, against all odds, has built Sri Kailasa, has built the only Hindu nation for Hindus, and to revive, protect Hinduism, and to give the superconscious breakthrough to humanity. One of the important and most powerful ways the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is giving the superconscious breakthrough to humanity is through the power manifestation science. In this next segment, we're going to be looking over the power manifestation science, exactly what is power manifestation and how the science works, as well as a live demonstration of the power manifestation we are going to be seeing in the next segment. So please stay tuned. We'll be back after a short break.
You will become Paramashivam.
A more intelligently connected world leads to a brighter future. An enlightened humanity leads to a better world. During the Paramashivam program, we help people to discover their superhuman possibilities and help them to find and achieve the true purpose of their birth by giving them the techniques, practices, and methodologies from the Vedagamas, the original source scriptures of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the ancient original Vedas and Agamas in all its glory, in a user-friendly way for the modern mind. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is transforming human beings into divine beings, reviving, initiating, and replicating the 463 powers from the Agamas revealed by Paramashivam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is not just giving solutions for every problem man faces, but is making them irrelevant to their lives by transforming human beings into divine beings.
Listen. Any argument presented by your mind, body, your present reality to establish you are not Paramashiva. You are not omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. Anything presented to prove you are not Paramashiva is illegitimate. Decide this. This is super determinism. Understand? Anything you declare as
Nithyanandam, welcome everyone, all the viewers watching us live on our social media platforms, on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, on Nithyananda TV for this beautiful and powerful session on power manifestation, manifesting the Shaktis of Paramashiva. In this session, we're going to see few various topics like what are the Shaktis, what is the difference piece, and in our life, and ultimately we're going to be seeing the beautiful demonstration of the live power manifestation of these Shaktis. So now we'll first see what are the Shaktis. So in the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human is hardwired to be able to manifest the Shaktis, extraordinary Shaktis of Paramashiva. The manifesting powers are described in a systematic method and science for human beings to explore the various opportunities and powers, various possibilities that have been given in the Vedas and Agamas. Shaktis manifest from the fundamental space that I am divine, I am Paramashiva, and not that I am a human being going to manifest Paramashiva. Now we'll be seeing the difference between the Shaktis and Siddhis. So we have on one hand the Shaktis which express from the space of Paramashiva. They express from the space of enlightenment. Whereas the Siddhis manifest from the space of when we do tapas, when we do the hard work on our own, and the manifestations that happen are the Siddhis. These Shaktis manifest when we are in ultimate Guru, ultimate Bhakti and integrity with our Guru. And the Shaktis is the manifest from the source of enlightenment. So when we get to the space of enlightenment, these Shaktis manifest. Whereas the Siddhis manifest only on the path of enlightenment and they are not the ultimate goal. The Shaktis are manifested from Paramashiva, and after the initiation of the Guru, any human being can manifest these Shaktis, but Siddhis are not for everyone because it takes that hard effort of that physical penance that you have to do to manifest them. And the Shaktis are permanent, whereas the Siddhis are not permanent and distract us from the path of enlightenment. Now we're going to be seeing the Pramanas. So Pramanas are the evidences for the power manifestation. So there are 4 different evidences that prove and time test and foolproof these Shaktis of Paramashiva. The 4 Pramanas or the 4 evidences are the Shastra Pramana, the scriptural references which are directly from the Vedas and Agamas, as these 2 scriptures are directly revealed by Paramashiva to humanity. These are the ultimate source scriptures. And then we have the Apta Pramanas, who are the ancient rishis, the experience of the ancient rishis and enlightened masters who were the scientists of Sanatana Dharma. Their experiences, their experiments, and their sharings to the world come to us as the Apta Pramana. The Atma Pramana is the time-tested and foolproof and verified manifestations and experience from the life of the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, who after manifesting these Shaktis verifies it with the Shastra Pramana and the Apta Pramana and then shares it to us as his personal experiences, the Atma Pramana. Then we have the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the scientific evidences and the empirical evidences for these powers. What science has been able to derive from these manifestations. So first we'll be seeing the Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye. So before that we'll be seeing one more important point, which is who is the source of these Shaktis. As we saw earlier, Paramashiva is the source of these powers. He is the source of these Shaktis. Paramashiva is the supreme divinity, and he is omnipresent, self-effulgent, and omnipresent all around us, because from him this whole creation is created, whether it is me who is talking or it is the whole universe that is being created and being rejuvenated through the 5 actions of Paramashiva. This whole cosmos is manifested from Paramashiva. Now, the ultimate truth about Shaktis is when a powerful cognition, the jnana, is mapped into us, is understood, is cognized by us, our consciousness, when it is mapped, it becomes prajnana, which is the powers that manifest through us. So when a powerful cognition is cognized into our consciousness, and when it comes out, when it is expressed, it is manifested as Shaktis. Now we'll be seeing the Shastra Pramana, the scriptural reference, what Paramashiva has told in the Vedas and Agamas about these Shaktis. So the Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. And the third eye is not just reading, it is not just about reading, but it is the intra-organ which has been given to all human beings by Paramashiva. So the Shastra Pramana is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 34. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shaner drishtrim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet. The translation of this verse is: by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement and having the eyes closed in succession to the third eye, by that stability of the mind and inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Lakshyam, by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. So as we can see here, the beautiful explanation of the methodology of how to use the third eye to have the extraordinary powers manifest has been revealed by Paramashiva in this verse. Next, we'll be seeing the Apta Pramana, which is the experience and the happenings that have happened in our history, in the lives of various enlightened masters and incarnations. In this Apta Pramana, we'll be seeing the beautiful Pramana from the Bhagavad Gita, this historical event of the Bhagavad Gita in the Mahabharata. Bhagavan Shri Krishna is asked by Arjuna that Arjuna wants to see the cosmic form, the Vishwarupa Darshana of Krishna. But Krishna tells in the 8th verse of the 11th chapter, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant you the divine vision of the third eye. Behold my cosmic form. So we can see in this verse how directly Bhagavan Shri Krishna is initiating Arjuna into the science and the power of third eye. And also in the same story, we can see Sanjaya, the charioteer of a blind king who is Dhritarashtra, the father of the of the Kauravas, and the uncle of the Pandavas, who was blind, was told the whole was
inside and
he
outside
was narrated the whole story of the Mahabharata war which was happening by
experience, I was
Sanjaya,
able
who
to
was
see
also initiated.
everything
Next, we can see
around
the
me, above
Atma
me,
Pramana, the
the whole
personal
thing
experience of the
beginning
Supreme
with
Pontiff of
intelligence
Hinduism, how he
below
experienced
me,
this
everything.
Pramana. In his own words, the
I
Supreme Pontiff of
realized not
Hinduism
only I was
says,
able to
the
see, I
first
was able to
experience that I was able to
feel
see
its
everything
presence.
around me, above me, the whole
Right?
360 degrees, 10 directions, and below me.
The skin of
Also, I realized not only I was able
God
to see, I was
manifested
able to
in the skin
feel
of this
and
body
experience all that
both
around me.
carry me
So, this is the
equally,
beautiful experience from the life of the
both
Supreme Pontiff of
coexist
Hinduism.
equally.
Now we are going to be seeing the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the scientific evidence of this power. So we can see how here in this picture, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism itself is going under the PET scan, which is the positron emission tomography is a method that the scientists used on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to measure the activity in the brain. And when they did that, they were able to see high activity measured in the frontal lobe where the third eye is located. Correctly, in this area, in the images that they had got from the machines, they were able to see high amount of activity being radiated from the third eye region. So this is a beautiful Pratyaksha Pramana, how the test was conducted on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism itself, and they were able to see the experience that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had. Now we're going to be seeing the power of consciousness over matter, which is one of the powers from the third eye, which manifests from the space of the third eye. So first we'll be seeing the Shastra Pramana. The Shastra Pramana is also from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 120, Dharana 95. क्वचिद् वस्तुनि विन्यस्य शनैः दृष्टिं निवर्तयेत् तज्ज्ञानं चित्तसहितं देवि शून्यालयो भवेत्. Beautifully, Paramashiva says, having fixed one's eyes on a particular object, Vastu, one should slowly withdraw the sight from that object as well as slowly eliminate the knowledge of that object along with the thoughts and impressions. Then, O Devi, one abides in Shunya, the state where there is, which is the space of all inclusiveness and infinite oneness. So see how in this verse also Bhagavan Paramashiva is beautifully giving us a step-by-step process of how to manifest the powers. Now we will be having a live demonstration of this power and I will be manifesting this power. So what I'll be doing is I have my Atmalinga. So I have my Atmalinga with me and I'm going to be placing my hand on a flat surface and then I'm going to be placing my Atmalinga and with the power of Paramashiva I'll be making the Atmalinga to stand and we'll be having the beautiful darshan of the Atmalinga standing. So now I'll be showing you in close up my hand so that we can make sure that the authenticity of this power is maintained. So I'll be showing you the Atmalinga in a close up and I will also be showing my hand in a close up to show that there is no strings tied and there is no any other external things that are affecting the Atmalinga.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda.
So here we can see my hand and the Atmalinga. So you can see the Atmalinga is here, and as it is a crystalline material, no magnets or those kind of things cannot be used. And also we can see, as I'm showing in a close-up, that there are no strings tied, there is no glue on my hand, and there is nothing in my hand which can be used to make the Atmalinga stand. So we can all see that it is going to be the direct power of Paramashiva. So now I'm going to be placing my Atmalinga, and I also have this tissue paper here so that I can show you that I'm just rolling it like this, and then I'm showing you so you can see that there is no ropes that is going to be able to make the Atmalinga move, and we can see that there is no ropes anywhere. So we can see even when I move, there is no movement in the Atmalinga. So now I'll be chanting the Mahavakya intensely. I'm connecting to Paramashiva, and from that space of oneness and Advaita, I'll be making the Atmalinga to stand. So all of you viewers watching us live now can also take this beautiful opportunity to manifest these Shaktis of Paramashiva, and any desire or reality that you want to manifest, you can take this time to do these, to post your requests in the chat, and when you post it, you will be able to see the direct manifestation happening, because when we of Paramashiva, we are also entangling with Paramashiva. So now I'll be chanting the Mahavakya, and we'll all be having seeing the beautiful manifestation, and you can also take this time to manifest any power that you want, because when we entangle, we are creating a beautiful ecosystem, a Vata Varna, to manifest the power. So now I'm going to be chanting the Mahavakya, and all of you can also join me. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Yes, now as we have seen the beautiful manifestation, we can all thank Paramashiva for this beautiful manifestation to take place and for us to view this manifestation, because in most of our lifetimes even we don't get the opportunity to see even these kind of manifestations happening. And the viewers watching us now, you are the most chosen people by Paramashiva to view these kind of extraordinary powers manifest by the initiation of a living incarnation. So now let's take this few minutes for us to also manifest this power, but we are going to manifest in a real life way. So you are going to scan the QR code and create the intention for manifesting the reality of Paramashivoham, because that is the best place where you can really manifest these powers, create the ultimate realities of your life, fulfill all your desires, and have the beautiful, intimate sessions with the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, where he is going to guide you to success in all the aspects of your life. And when you are going to create the intention for these manifestations, that is the only time you are going to really create that is the time you are really going to create the happenings into reality, the desires into reality. So I request all the viewers watching us now to take this beautiful time to scan the QR code and go to paramashivoham.org and create your reality by starting with the intention. You may think, oh, I don't have money and I have no way it's going to happen. But all of us know that when the Supreme Founder of Hinduism can make a crystal linga to stand up, it is the same as bringing money to you. So let's now take this beautiful time to register ourselves and manifest that reality. So now we'll be going to the next session, and in the next sessions we'll be having a direct session from the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, where he will be guiding us in various satsangs. He will be guiding us on the aspects of karma. So that is going to be what we're going to mainly learn from today's session. So we'll be right back with you after a short break. Thank you, Nithyanandam.
A more intelligently connected world leads to a brighter future. An enlightened humanity leads to a better world. During the Paramashivam program, we help people to discover their superhuman possibilities and help them to find and achieve the true purpose of their birth by giving them the techniques, practices, and methodologies from the Vedagamas, the original source scriptures of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the ancient original Vedas and Agamas in all its glory, in a user-friendly way for the modern mind. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is transforming human beings into divine beings, initiating and replicating the 463 powers from the Agamas revealed by Paramashiva. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is not just giving solutions for every problem man faces, but is making them irrelevant to their lives by transforming human beings into divine beings.
Listen. Any argument presented by your mind, body, your present reality to establish you are not Paramashiva. You are not omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. Anything presented to prove you are not Paramashiva is illegitimate. Decide this. This is super determinism. Understand? Anything you declare as illegitimate will lose power over you, will die in few days, few minutes, maybe in few weeks, whatever few days it takes. It will not have power over you. Understand? This is the method for sudden enlightenment. It's by Darshan. Here Paramashiva is sitting to tell you all, you are Paramashiva, you are me, with Shaktipada and Shaktinipada.
The Dvitiya Vijnasa Krama is an extensive and thorough yoga sequence to prepare your body to receive the experience being given by the Supreme Founder of Hinduism. Through the yoga, which is aligned as per the source scriptures laid down by Paramashiva and the Agamas, you break all the impossibility in your body and in turn break the very cognition of impossibility. The program leads you to go beyond your human frame and limiting human ideas, which prevents you from living your highest possibility.
I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment.
Again I tell you, I am not here to prove I am God, I am here to prove you are God.
Don't wait to become divine. Register now at paramashivoham.org.
Yes, we're back. Beautifully, we saw Paramashivam Maharaj doing the Bhava manifestation with the grace and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. He was able to manifest the power of consciousness over matter, which are one of the many powers of third eye, in which Paramashivam Maharaj was able to lift the Atmalinga from a horizontal position to a vertical position. Now, after seeing this extraordinary power manifestation demonstration, we're going to be entering into the topic and subject of today's Bhava Samadhi Darshan. As I previously mentioned, today the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is going to be gracing all of us in the Bhava Samadhi Darshan of Bhikshatana. The story of Bhikshatana is very beautiful and is one of the Leelas which Paramashiva performed in order to remove the karmas, to remove the ego of the Tarakavana rishis. Throughout the process of today, leading to the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, we're going to be looking and finding out our various incompletions, root patterns, as well as understanding the concept of what is karma. How can we come out of karma? How can we bring completion to karma? We are now going to be watching a series of satsangs given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, enlightening us on this topic, on this concept of exactly what is karma. Throughout our life, we hear this word karma being used by so many people in so many different ways and aspects of our life. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is going to be expanding and giving the proper definition, proper understanding, the correct understanding about karma and about life. So now, let us all come back to the space of listening, to the space of restful awareness, move from the space of hearing to listening. It is only in this space of listening whatever the supreme point of Hinduism says becomes a part of our system. It becomes a part of our cognition. In this space of listening now, let us now watch these satsangs.
Paramashiva's direct message from Kailasa. The dimension of Chidabhasa of the universe, where the activism of Chit and absolute pure existential reality of Chit. Listen, the activism of Chit, we call it as Shakti. Its pure existence of Chit is called Paramapurusha. These two together, in its pure being space and intense doing space, both together, is the dimension of Chidabhasa. That space of Chidabhasa is the source of all these 5 dimensions of the universe: length, breadth, depth, time, space. Because modern day scientists are trying to use 2 different words, time and space, I am also using the same way, but in reality, time and space is a single sheet. One edge is called time, another edge is called space. There is no watertight compartment or clear fourth wall built between these two. As I said, for some people, that same 100-meter cloth, 70-meter will be time, 30 will be space. For some, the 30-meter will be time and 70-meter will be space. That the time, space, both are same sheet. Imagine. I can even use the word sheath. Avarana. Sheath. Sheath is also apt word. Understand? Whether you know it or not, realize it or not, your thought current and your reality is not separated by any wall or any border. What you again and again persistently put in your space starts manifesting in your time. What you again and again and again practice in your time starts manifesting in your space. As I said, this time and space does not have a clear-cut border. For some people, in this time-space continuum, in the time-space dimension, if it's 100 meter, consider it as 100 meter long cloth. For some people, 70 meter is time and 30 meter is space. For some people, 30 meter is time, 70 meter is space. For some people, even only 2 meter is time and 98 meter is space. For some people, 98 meter is time and 2 meter is space. Listen. When the length dimension starts manifesting its possibilities in all its multiple level, it gives birth to breadth dimension. When the length dimension and breadth dimension both starts manifesting all its possibilities in multiple level, it gives birth to depth dimension. When the length dimension, depth dimension, breadth dimension, all three starts giving birth to all the infinite dimensions of them in multiple levels, in all possibilities, spontaneously and simultaneously, they give birth to the dimension. Any thought current or thought pattern in which you are stuck is karma. Listen. The thought current or thought pattern, any thought pattern in which you are stuck is karma. Stuck thought current, suffocating thought current, suffocating thought pattern, suffocating thought trend is karma. Apply this one line definition in any zone of your life or any dimension of your life. Health. Any idea you have, thought current you have, thought pattern you have, which is not bringing health in you, is karma. Wealth. Any thought current, any thought pattern you have, which is not bringing wealth, what you want to cause as your reality in your life is karma. Anything which is not letting you cause your reality, the stuck thought current which is not causing your reality is karma. Understand? It can be in the field of your relationships, in the field of your wants, in the field of your needs, in the field of your contentment, in the field of your completion, whatever may be the field. In any field, the thought current in which you are stuck, thought pattern in which you are stuck is karma. There may be tons of life solutions for every situations you may know, like completion with yourself, completion with others, authenticity, integrity, responsibility, enriching, listening. There may be tons of concepts you heard to cause your reality. But if it has not started happening, it is only karma for you. Listen. It means still somewhere your logic is not opened up.
any thought current which makes you feel stuck, suffocating, caught, is karma. Any thought current or pattern, thought pattern or lifestyle in which you are stuck, your reality is not caused, is karma. Any thought current, thought pattern which gives you a breakthrough, push to the next level of your reality, which is making you cause your reality, is liberation, is completion. Please listen. If that thought current is not giving you breakthrough, if it is not giving you constant breakthrough, it's only karma. Please understand, including my teachings. Only if it gives you breakthrough, it is completion. A thought current which can solve your problem, thought current which can cause your reality partly, is also karma. Good karma. That's all. But karma. The thought pattern which does not cause any of your reality is karma. The thought pattern which makes you more and more suffocating day by day is bad karma. The thought pattern which causes some part of your reality is good karma. The thought pattern, thought trend which causes all the things you want as reality is completion. If you are not able to cause even one reality you want, question the whole thought current you have. Question the whole series of thought current you have. Not one or two. Na iti. Not this. Na iti. Not this. Even if one thought current is discarded completely, you master the method of discarding thought currents. Discarding thought currents is completion. Not just discarding one thought or one thought pattern, discarding thought currents is completion. The time period you are stuck with one thought pattern is a year, season in your life. The time you are stuck in what thought current is life in your life. A thought current, the time you spend with one thought current in your life is one life. Means the time between one life and death. Understand? Your life or death, your lifespan is not defined based on the number of years you are in a body. It is based on the time you spend with one thought current. That is why whenever you complete certain thought current and enter into a new thought current, whenever you are initiated into a new thought current, Vedic tradition calls you newborn.
Karma is not something which you committed or omitted. It is not the dosha which comes due to something which you committed or omitted. It is the blind spots, unattended blind spots, are deluded understandings about the dharma, the software based on which you function, the source code of the software based on which you function. Blind spots about that software, delusions about that software's result is karma. People plan and work for poverty, but blame poverty on karma. Hey, listen. When you postpone what you need to do for money, you are doing what is needed for poverty. Understand? When you are postponing what needs to be done for wealth, you are preponing what is need to be done for poverty. Don't want to be exposing your blind spots to yourself. When you want to be in delusion, when you are postponing what you need to do for wealth, you are preponing and doing what is needed for poverty. Learn to open your eyes to the software based on which you are functioning. Whether in the individual level towards enlightenment or social level, your survival as the society, group of people, or political level, survival of your political existence, or economical level, survival of your group economically in any level. Understand the source code software. I understood the source code software of myself, my body, how the various organs of my body is coordinated, how they are all inspired, excited, what inspires them, what makes them active, alive, energetic. I have understood that source code. Because of that, even poison could not kill me. When anti-Hindu gang tried to poison me, it only disturbed my health, but it could not kill me. Before that, I woke up and did all the detoxing needed to be done. Now I am not only back with health, I have done anti-aging, the Kayakalpa process. All my knowledge, research, everything I received from my gurus and with my own experience, and when I taught my disciples and from their experience, everything put together. Now the whole Kayakalpa science is ready, tested on my body. And when I understood the dharma of my body, how my intra-organs and internal organs and external body, physical body, all these are interconnected, coordinated, organized. How all my 5 structures relate with each other. The physical structure, breathing structure, mental structure, cognition structure, conscious structure, how all these 5 structures of me relate with each other. How they either inspire each other or perspire each other. This whole coordination, what is the source code of the software of this happening? This whole thing I understood. Because I understood what is happening inside me, I can understand very clearly what is happening outside me. Once I understood the first principle of me, I just know everything. I become Sarvanya. I can know anything. Understand? I am not talking out of arrogance. I am telling you the truth as it is. I can know anything. If there is a crisis in social level or national level or international level, I can look into it and understand the whole plan, how it is going to. Little secret. It's a real secret. However, you understand. The cosmos does not record anything other than violence. Means only if you cause pain, karma gets recorded. Other than violence, nothing is recorded as karma. For example, somebody goes and steals $2 billion from a multi-billionaire, and that fellow is loaded with trillions of dollars. He doesn't care. No time to punish him. Come on, let's earn more. He goes out. He doesn't bother. You don't get karma. And you go to a homeless guy and steal few pennies. That fellow rolls on the ground and cries. You get karma. Karma is not the quantity or quality of the action you performed. It only the amount of interference or violence you caused. That's all. Listen. I'll go to the origin of the universe. Please understand. Now, I am giving me legal opinion. I commit with you, I'll to the original truth. Because many of you make many decisions in your life based on my legal opinion. With that responsibility, I am talking to you. When this whole universe manifested, Mahadeva, Sadashiva, made only one sankalpa. Let me become many to celebrate me. Listen, it means the first principle is let us all coexist. That's all. The primary principle, let us all coexist. Other than the violence of breaking this, let us all coexist, nothing is considered as karma. All of you are getting what I am saying? See, that infinity, when it decided to manifest as this universe and as all of us, only principle it declared is, let me become many to celebrate me. It means only one principle, let us all coexist, that's all. Only if you break that let us all coexist, karma comes. Other than that, nothing is a karma. Only thing recorded as a karma is violence, nothing else. All of you are getting what I am saying? For example, as I gave the example, that you take $1 billion and that fellow does not bother from whom you take, you don't get karma. You take 1 penny and that fellow rolls on the ground and cries, you get karma. Karma is only the suffering cost, nothing else. Good karma, the celebration cost, that's all. See, Mahadeva, he becomes many. He declares, let me become many to celebrate me. So more and more celebration you cast becomes good karma. More and more pain you cast becomes bad karma. That's all. The same rule applies. You may give $1 billion to somebody and he is not happy about it. You don't get good karma. You may be giving a penny to somebody and he is just praising you and glorifying. He is just ecstatic. You get good karma. It is the experience cost matters, not the other money or quantity or quality or the work of or any of that done. All of you are getting? Because the principle in which the universe, Brahmanda, is expanded. See, the universe manifests. It becomes that multiverse. That universe becoming multiverse, the principle or the first declaration with which it explodes is, let me become many to celebrate me. So anything you add as a celebration of ourself is a good karma. Anything you add to break that fundamental principle of coexistence is bad karma, that's all. Wow. Nothing else matters. What is karma? Disturbing the natural expansion process. Supporting the natural process of expansion is good karma. Trying to disturb is bad karma, that's all. That is why I tell people, whole life who drinks and smokes does not have 1 inch of karma. He may have health issue, But one non-veg meal is enough to put you in hell. Because the pain of the animal is there. Animal is not going to be blessing and dying when it dies. Oh loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Let everyone be blissful and happy eating my body. No. No, tell me. Is there any animal? See the Facebook video, how they skin the animals. Tons of Facebook videos are there. There's on Facebook page that slaughterhouse without glass doors. Sorry, glass doors, slaughterhouse, something. There's on Facebook page. I get regularly. No. Maybe next session when I come, I'll try to get that. They say that if we put glass windows for the slaughterhouses, whole world will become vegetarian. Because you don't know what goes on for that meat to be in your plate.
Karma is cosmic logic. In simple words, if I have to define karma, cosmic logic and the way life of the cosmos, which is independent intelligence, acts, reacts and responds, is karma. Beautifully, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad defines karma. See, the karma has multiple definitions and understanding. I will give you one definition of karma, which is apt for us to listen and internalize during this situation, for this crisis. Yadakari, yadachari, tata bhavati, sadhukari, sadur bhavati, papakari, papo bhavati, punya punyena karmana bhavati, papa papena. This is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, 4th Adhyaya, 4th Brahmanam, 5th mantra. I'll give you the translation. As it does and acts, so it becomes. By doing good, it becomes good. And by doing evil, it becomes evil. It becomes virtuous through good acts and vicious through evil acts. I'll give you one more definition of karma, the cosmic logic, which is needed for all of us to listen and internalize during this crisis. Again, this definition is from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which is the source of Hindu scriptures. 3rd Adhyaya, 2nd Brahmanam, 13th mantra. Karma haiva tat prasatu, punyo vai punyena, karmana bhavati, papa papeneti. Therefore, one indeed becomes good through good work and evil through evil work. We need to internalize this definition of the cosmic logic. What is the papa we did? Understand? Hinduism asks us to internalize only to build powerful future, not to collapse into guilt or powerlessness about the past. Please understand, the concept of sin is used in modern day to put you in guilt, collapse you, make you powerless mentally, psychologically, emotionally weak, to be exploited. But Hindu concept of papa is never used to put you in guilt, fear, and make you powerless and break you mentally or psychologically, emotionally. No. Be very clear. Be informed. The Hindu concept of papa, the cosmic logic, the karma is taught to you. The secrets about cosmic logic, knowledge of the cosmic logic, karma, is revealed to you only to make you powerful and create a new future, to live powerfully and undo all the mistakes committed in the past due to delusion, ignorance. Understand? The concept of papa is completely different from the concept of,
as I said, the three levels of karma. The level where you have to experience and enjoy good and the bad you did. That's the animal level. The human level, you can cancel your good by bad, or you can cancel your bad by good action. Through prayaschitta, you can free yourself from the bad happened through you. Third, neither good nor bad touches you, because you don't make any selfish decision. You make decisions only for the world, larger good of the world. Now listen, in this three level, the more you raise yourself to the higher, more important you are going to be in the life in post-corona world. Listen. Raise yourself higher and higher through your tyaga, through the larger good of the world.
Yes, Nithyananda. Swamiji beautifully explained and clarified a lot of misconceptions, misinformation that have been spread about karma. The fundamental concept of what is karma, how we accumulate karma, as well as how we can complete all our karma and become one with Paramashivam. Beautifully, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained exactly what karma is. Karma is not directly or indirectly related to the actions you perform. Swamiji beautifully explained, it is only when you inflict violence upon someone is only when karma is formed and only when karma is created. The only founding principle for accumulating bad karma is the pain and suffering which you inflict on another person. And the only way you can gain good karma is by the decisions and actions you make on becoming one, on bringing the oneness experience with everyone, in becoming inclusive and making more and more the space, the concept, and the community of oneness around you. Let us now look at the internalization exercise, which is going to help us understand this concept about karma in a much more deeper way. Any thought current which makes you feel stuck, suffocating, or caught is karma. Any thought current, thought pattern, which gives you breakthrough, pushes you to the next level of your reality, which is making you cause your reality, is completion. Actually, earlier in the satsang, Swamiji also mentioned that even if it is his own teachings, his own powerful cognitions, which the Supreme Founder of Hinduism has given for all of us, even if that is keeping us in even if those cognitions, those thought currents are restricting us, constricting us, not allowing us to expand or bring health or manifest our realities, even those are karmas. It is only the thought currents, the thought patterns, or the reality in which space of completion manifests more and more in our life. It is only those which brings us good karma and which liberates us from this continuous cycle of karma. The first step of this exercise, let us first pen down all the thought currents or lifestyle in which you are stuck, you feel is suffocating you, which is not letting you cause your reality. So I think this is pretty much very simple. All of us from the top of our head knows exactly where we're stuck in life, the ways we are feeling suffocated and restricted in life. It is only after we identify all the problems which we want to complete and we want to get rid of our life, then we can even work towards finding the solution for it and completing it. So now, please take a few minutes and pen down all the thought currents, lifestyle, decisions, and the different aspects of your life in which you are feeling stuck, in which you are feeling suffocating, and which is not letting you cause your reality. Please take a few minutes. It's very, very simple, but very, very important in order for us to come out of the cycle of karma and become liberated. Please take a few minutes. Get a pen and pencil if you need, and start penning down all the thought currents, lifestyle decisions, aspects of your life in which you feel suffocated, you feel stuck, and you're not able to manifest your reality. Yes. The most beautiful thing about all these exercises which we are doing before the program starts, before we have the Bhava Samadhi Darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is that each and every day the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is giving a different way, completely different direction, different methodology, so that we can manifest our reality, so that we can live the life the way we want. So, this is so exciting and so inspiring, so much of bliss, just even talking about it. The way you can manifest the reality which you want right now, just by doing this simple exercise and having the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff. Throughout our life, from the time we were small, from the time maybe we even start cognizing and remembering ourselves, whether we realize it or not, there have been many places where we know, we feel we are stuck, we are suffocating, there's something. Swamiji is giving the answers. We feel that way in those moments. Not is he giving us the clarity and explaining to us about our own lives. Swamiji is also teaching us how we can manifest the reality which we want. And that starts by first penning down all the things which you want to change in your life, which you want to transform in your life. Manifest the reality, the life which you want to live. So please, with utmost sincerity, pen down all the patterns, all the thought currents, the lifestyle decisions. Every way you feel stuck, you feel suffocated, you don't know what to do. Pen all those things now. Swamiji is going to be getting rid of all these incompletions in the Bhava Samadhi Darshan today. Continue to pen down all the patterns, problems, everything which you want to be removed from your life. Yes. We're now going to be moving into the second step of this process. If you're not able to cause even one reality you want, question the whole thought current you are having. Question the whole series of thought currents you are having, not just one or two. Na iti, not this. Na iti, not this. Even if one thought current is discarded completely, you have mastered the method of discarding thought currents. Discarding thought currents is completion. Not just discarding one thought or one thought pattern, discarding thought currents is completion. There's a very beautiful analogy we can give to understand this truth completely, which Swamiji is expanding upon. We want to reach a certain beach or a certain park, but we continue to drive in the opposite direction of the destination which we want to travel to. How will you ever reach the destination? How will you ever reach the park or the beach or the place which you want to go to without traveling in the direction of the beach or the park? Our life can be boiled down to the simple fundamental truth, the single fundamental analogy, which is the reason behind why we are not able to manifest any reality that we want. To manifest the space of completion, to manifest the reality which we want, we need to travel in that direction. As Swamiji beautifully says here, the discarding of one thought current is not completion, but the continuous process of discarding thought currents is completion. Continuously, as you are identifying and finding out all the thought currents which are not allowing you to manifest the reality which you want. Now, all of us have already penned down the things which are limiting us in our life, the ways we are feeling suffocated in our life, be it the decisions we have made for our life or certain external factors, whatever the reason may be. We have listed down all the things which we feel are suffocating our life and are not allowing us, preventing us from manifesting the reality which we want. Now, in the second step, Swamiji is giving the technique to complete and bring completion among all those thought currents. The deciding to discard these thought currents, for each of your suffocating thought currents, sit and do completion. Again, let me remind you, it is not just the discarding of one certain thought current or a couple of certain thought currents which is going to bring completion into you. The continuous process of discarding your thought currents which are life negative, which are preventing you from manifesting and experiencing the reality which you want to. The continuous process of discarding thought currents is what is completion. Let us all now take a few minutes and sit with ourselves. Keep all the phones, the gadgets, everything aside. Close the door of your room if you need to. For just a few minutes, let us now sit without any distractions and do this completion process sincerely. It's a simple but powerful process. Just sit and have the list in front of you in which you have written down all the suffocating thought currents, suffocating decisions which you have made, which are preventing you from experiencing the reality which you. Now, for each suffocating thought current, identify what are the thought currents, the trends, the thought patterns which are generating those thought currents. Sit and identify for each and every thought current the limiting factor which is preventing you from manifesting your reality. As we begin identifying these, start discarding them and declaring completion with those thought currents, those thought patterns. Sit and do this process sincerely, and you will start seeing the results of this completion process. Not only that, once we have done this initial completion of identifying all the thought currents, the thought patterns, which are limiting us from experiencing our reality, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in a few hours, is going to be giving the Bhava Samadhi Darshan of Bhikshatana, through which the remaining thought currents, thought patterns, which are beyond us, which we are not able to see, which we are not able to 25. Swamiji will do them for us. When we take the first initial 10 steps, 20 steps for the completion to start happening in us, Swamiji will go the full run, the full mile, the full 1,000 steps to ensure that only completion is there in us. So without further ado, let us now sit and start manifesting this completion in our being. Don't allow your mind to get distracted. Bring yourself back and continue the completion process. This two-step process, while it may look simple, is extremely powerful. Finding out, identifying thought patterns, the root patterns, thought patterns, which is suffocating you, preventing you from manifesting reality. Just identifying it and dropping it. One by one, identifying all those root patterns, those thought processes, those thought currents, and dropping them at Swamiji's feet, and allowing the completion to happen. Sit and intensely do the completion process. The sincerity in your completion process directly influences the quality of experience you're going to have in the Bhava Samadhi Darshan. No doubt, what Swamiji needs to do, Swamiji will do through the Bhava Samadhi Darshan. But it is only when we are allowing ourselves to be receptive will we benefit much more from this experience. So continue and take a few more minutes, sincerely sit and do the completion process of identifying and discarding all the thought currents, thought patterns, and root cognitions which are suffocating you and not allowing you to manifest your reality.